If you lost a Photoshop file, don't panic. In this video, I'm going to show you several reliable ways to recover unsaved or deleted Photoshop files. Whether Photoshop crashed, your computer froze, you closed the file by accident, or the project was overwritten or deleted. These methods can save you a huge amount of time, and in many cases, they can help you get your work back exactly where you left off. If this tutorial helps, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe for more easy software guides like this. Let's jump right in. First, let's start with the best-case scenario for crashes and power loss: Photoshop's AutoRecover folder. When Photoshop crashes or your computer shuts down unexpectedly, the app often creates backup files automatically every few minutes. Sometimes Photoshop will reopen those files for you when you launch it again. But if it doesn't, you can check the recovery folder manually. On Windows, press Win and R on your keyboard to open the Run dialog box. This is a quick way to jump directly to system folders, without digging through hidden directories. Once the Run window appears, paste this path into the box: %appdata, %\Adobe, Photoshop 2026, /AutoRecover. Then press Enter. If you're using an older version of Photoshop, just replace 2026 with your own version number. Inside that folder, look for files with .psb or .psd extensions. These are the recovery files you're hoping to find. If you see one that looks like your missing project, open it directly in Photoshop. As soon as it opens, save it immediately under a new name so you don't lose it again. This is one of the fastest and most effective ways to recover work after a crash. Now let's move to the second method, which is checking your recent files list. This is especially useful if you closed a file without saving it, but Photoshop itself did not crash. In many cases, the file may still be sitting in your recent history and can be reopened quickly. Open Photoshop, then go to File, and select Open Recent. You'll see a list of your most recently used projects. Browse through that list carefully and look for the file you were working on. Photoshop usually keeps your last 20 recent files here, so if you were working on the project recently, there's a good chance it's still listed. If you find it, open it right away and save a copy before making any more changes. Next, let's look at Adobe Creative Cloud Cloud Documents. If you save your files to the cloud, or if Photoshop was storing them there by default, Adobe can often help you recover deleted files or even restore older versions. This is a great option if you accidentally overwrote your work or removed it from your local computer. Go to the Creative Cloud Assets website and sign in with your Adobe ID. Once you're inside your account, click Files on the left-hand menu, then go to your Files. Look for your project in the list. If you deleted it, check the Deleted section in the left. Still exists, but you saved over it by mistake, hover over the file on the website, click the three dots menu, and select Version History. From there, you can download an earlier version from before the mistake happened. This is extremely useful when you need to roll back to a previous edit without rebuilding the whole project from scratch. Now for the fourth method: checking Windows temp files. This is especially helpful when you are working with a very large Photoshop file, because Photoshop often uses temporary files to manage memory and system resources. Sometimes your work can still be sitting in those temp files even after the original file seems lost. To check them, press Win and R again to open the Run dialog box. Type Temp and press Enter. A folder will open with temporary files stored on your system. Now look for files that start with Photoshop or PS, followed by a long string of numbers. For example, you might see something like Photoshop 12345. These are worth investigating, especially if you were in the middle of a big project. Sort the files by date modified so the newest ones appear first. Then look for a file that matches the time you were last working. If you find a promising file, and it's fairly large in size, copy it to your desktop first so you have a backup. Then, right-click it, choose Rename, and change the file extension at the very end from .tmp to .psd. After that, try opening it in Photoshop. If it works, save it immediately under a new file name. A few extra tips can make recovery even easier. If Photoshop crashed, don't keep opening and closing random files too quickly. Check the recovery folder first. If you use cloud documents, make it a habit to verify that your important projects are synced. And if you ever find a temporary file that might be useful, always duplicate it before editing it, just in case the original turns out to be important later. The key thing to remember is this: the sooner you check these locations, the better your chances of recovery. AutoRecover Recent files, Creative Cloud version history, and Windows Temp files are the 4 best places to start when a Photoshop project goes missing. If this video helped you recover your file, please hit the like button and subscribe for more Photoshop tips, file recovery guides, and simple tutorials that save you time. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.